What's up, my tribe? How are you doing? Wait, before you go and say I'm just fine and move on, take a moment and reflect deeply. How do you really feel deep down? Be sincere with yourself, because if you don't tell yourself the truth, you'll be lying and deceiving yourself. So take a moment and really reflect. How are you doing? Thank you that you keep coming back to watch these videos every week. I do not take it for granted. If you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button and join the Smile Tribe. Let's jump right in to this week's video. You are unique. Yes, I mean you. You are truly and sincerely unique in your own way. Before we go any further in this video, touch your chest and say to yourself, I am unique. Say it, yes, say it. I am unique. Indeed, you are unique. You may not consider yourself to be unique, but think about this fact that no two humans in the whole world, no other person has your fingerprint in the whole wide world. Among over 7 billion people that are currently gracing the face of this planet, not one person has your same fingerprint. The way we interpret our lives, the way you see and interpret situations, the way you think, the way you act is different and unique in its own way. The way we each interpret challenges are very, very different. Speaking about challenges, the story of this young boy comes to mind. The young boy was involved in a ghastly accident, a motor accident, and as a result lost his left arm and could only make do with one arm. But he had a desire to study judo. You know judo? Yeah, the Japanese sport, judo. So he consulted with a judo master, a Japanese judo master, to teach him the ins and outs of how to become a master his own self, the young boy. And this Japanese judo master took him in and began to teach him the ropes of the game. For over 3 months, the master was teaching this young boy just one move. And the boy kept wondering to himself, is this all my master knows? Why is he teaching me one move for the past 3 months? One day he decided to break his silence and says, Sensei, which means teacher in Japanese. Why is it only one move we've been doing for over 3 months? Are there no other moves? And his teacher replied him and said, yes, indeed, you only know one move, but that is the only move you would ever need. He was amazed and shocked by that response. So he kept giving it all his best, mastering that one move that the master taught him. Along the line, the master took him for a tournament. And at this tournament, that one move helped him to beat the first 2 opponents he had. He was surprised that one move could win him those 2 games. And so he was in the 3rd game. But this time, it proved to be more difficult than the first 2 matches he was involved in. And he kept observing. But his opponent became impatient and charged towards him. But his one move, I don't know where I'm going. His one move saved him, and he won that round, and he was now in the finals. In the final, he met a more confident, a stronger, and more bigger opponent than himself. And he wondered, will I be able to beat this one? And the referee was very, very concerned and trying to protect this young boy, because remember, he had only one arm. He called for a timeout, and the ref went to meet the coach of this guy, his sensei, and said he thinks the match should be called off. But the teacher said no. let him win. Let him play the game. So they went on with the match as planned. The opponent, believing that he had every advantage, let his guard down. And that was his mistake that cost him that game. Because this young man, with his one move, pinned his opponent down. He seemed bigger, he seemed more energetic, but with his one move, he was able to pin this champion down. And he himself became the new champion and won his game. On his way back with his teacher, he asked him, and his teacher reviewed every move that helped him to win against his opponent, the move of the opponent that made them lose, and what went well and what did not go well. They reviewed the whole game. But he still had one question in mind, which he summoned the courage to ask his teacher. He said, "Sensei, how did I win the tournament with only one move?" Sensei smiled and replied to him and said, "You won for two major reasons. Number one, you have almost mastered one of the most difficult moves in the judo practice. And number two, the only known defense against anyone with this move is for your opponent to grab your left arm." His weakness had become a key strength that helped him to win the tournament. Sometimes we feel we have certain weaknesses that makes us make excuses for why we cannot be our best, and we blame God for these weaknesses. But your weakness can become a very strong point that makes the whole difference in your life. Remember, you're unique. That thing you consider a weakness is unique in your case. It can be a differentiating factor that differentiates you from everyone and makes you become all the best you can be. What is that thing that you feel is a weakness that is keeping you down right now and making you feel demoralized as though you've lost it all? Hone into that weakness. Don't let it bring you down, but use it to your advantage to become all the best that God has created you to be. You are unique in your own way. Remember that no one on earth has had the same exact combination in talent, opportunities, skills, appearance, friends, families, sorrows, joys, and even challenges as you. So whatever it is that is making you feel downtrodden right now, remember and say to yourself that you are unique. Enjoy your uniqueness and share it with the world, for in sharing it, you make the difference and contribute to making the world a better place. You are unique. Thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. Never forget that you are unique. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button and join the Smile Tribe as we together build ourselves to become our best versions, grounded in values and principles. Till I come your way next week, my challenge to you is to each day of this week remind yourself about your uniqueness, irrespective of whatever weakness you feel you may have. Keep spreading smiles, blessings.